All right, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, all kinds of stuff, because we're using StreamYard. I'm Becky Norwood with Spotlight Publishing, and I wanted to introduce today Lorenzo Hickey. He's with Shapeshift World. He's with all kinds of amazing stuff. He has the one, for those of you that have actually looked at it, which are many of you have been making comments about our new website, spotlightpublishing.pro. He's the master behind it. It's kind of something that's really, really thrilled about, because he's done a marvelous job and it's a really good site. But Lorenzo has a lot of vision, and he understands marketing a lot. And this is why I'm bringing him for this discussion today, because there's a lot of pieces that we need to really effectively market and save time. So, Lorenzo, I wanted to open the conversation. I'm super excited with my new Easy Card. It shows up here on my phone, and it's just like really exciting. And I wanted to talk about for those, because we're going to put this even in the blog, so that just kind of we can download this video also and put it in the blog and in other social media. Let's talk about the Easy Card, why you suggest that a person gets an Easy Card, why, especially in this crazy time we're living in, why that works, and how, tell our audience a little bit more about who you are, what you do as well.
Yeah, that's great. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Becky, for having me. It's been a pleasure to work with you. And so I appreciate the kind words and the things that you've shared. Bottom line is we love what we do, and it's fun to make people's business come to life. And so as we think about coming to life, we think about it in a lot of different ways. But more importantly, we know that those of you who are listening and those of you who might see this in a recording, you're listening and consuming content and messaging in your favorite place, or that you're an app or a mobile phone or any kind of mobile device, or whether it's on the website or in social media platforms. And so what we do as a company at Shapeshift World is we basically help our clients become more visible. We say be visible, be seen, be available, be everywhere. And in order to do that, we have to have access to all these different devices and ways to communicate, because we know everyone wants to be in their own space, in their world, and they don't really want to go from system to system or app to app or environment to environment in order to consume their day-to-day activity. So what we basically do is make that all work. That's the magic. It's an integrated solution.
You do a wonderful job at it too. I'm totally thrilled.
Yeah, well, thanks. So, one of the things we're talking about today is this concept of an Easy Card. And effectively, it's a combination of your website and a mobile platform that's mobile friendly and mobilely built, as well as a business card that basically is your world, your ecosystem, your vision, and your brand, all on a mobile business card. So what is crazy about today's times, and what I start to hear in the news every day, even today's news, is, hey, we don't know how long it's going to last. We don't know if it's going to come back. We don't know if it's good for, if the heat or how it lands, how long this virus might stay on a card on paper. It's like 24 hours. I mean, literally, you could have the virus, hand somebody your business card, and go, oh, sorry, I didn't know I was sick, right? And I'm just not making fun of this, but it's like everywhere. It's everywhere. Everything has changed, people. I mean, we're just totally changed. So, what I was thinking about before we got on this StreamYard was, wow, what's different? What's so different from 2 days ago and 2 weeks ago from today? And what I realized is that this concept of a digital business card is amazing because it lasts forever. And I started thinking about it in terms of financial. Like, I'm a background as an accountant. I have a degree in accounting, a master's in business. And I thought, well, how could I explain this digitally and basically make sense out of it? So, for example, you have 1,000 people and you hand out 1,000 business cards. In best case scenario, it's $50, $100 cost to buy those business cards. But it's probably time-wise, it's an astronomical amount of time to get those 1,000 cards out, right? So I thought about cost per handout, right? Like cost for bringing that card out. And I thought, well, how do we talk about this in the terms of, if you can get a website / Easy Card for basically $400, right? That's $400 a year, and it's about $250 or $300 the next year. So it's a repetitive fee because you're using the technology. And if you could get this and then use it and get it out to 1,000 people inside of a week or 2 weeks or a month, what have you done? You not only saved a massive amount of time, but you've done cost per handout or cost per card is down to just pennies, less than pennies, right? And so I was just trying to think about, and I'm not trying to sell people on this. I'm just saying I look at this from a value perspective. And we're going to show Becky's card in a second. But, how great is it to be thinking about making yourself available now in these tough times? When are we going to get to meetings and events where we hand out business cards? And how difficult is it to take a business card and then enter it into your system, into your CRM, right? And so all of that just goes away.
And that's the key is that, I have a whole stack of business cards in a little flower pot thing on my desk because I know right where they are. But do I use it? Do I get them into a CRM? Typically, we don't.
Right. And sort through those. Or how many times do you move them? Hey, I've moved in the last 5 years. I swear. So I moved my boxes of cards and content. So that's kind of what we're talking about. It's just one of the many different ways that you can aggressively and actively connect with people. So let's show your Easy Card for a second, maybe, and then we'll talk about some benefits. Sound like a plan? So I'm going to share my screen. I mean, this is new technology for me, so let me just see what I can do here for the best on a good computer. Let me see, because actually this is a little tip. I need to figure out which sharing is on with two monitors. I have multiple monitors. I actually haven't tried this, so let's do share screen and see what happens, and hopefully we get the right screen. And there we go. Yay! All right, so tell me, do we see the Easy Card? Yes.
Yeah, just a minute, and I'm going to add it to the stream, and I'm going to make it go full. That's kind of small.
Look at this. This is technique. This is awesome. All right, so first, and for those of you who are watching live or in a recording, here's the thing. This card is digital card. It actually shows up much better on a phone, but it's intended to be both desktop friendly and mobile friendly, but it's designed for mobile. So a lot of the features are really cool. In fact, if I get really carried away here, we can maybe show this card on a mobile device as well. And so let me just see how aggressively I can be with tech and see if I have some fun with it. So let me try this really quick, and I'm going to share a card. And I'm going to minimize this screen, and hopefully, Becky, you will follow me with your sizing and capabilities here. Of course, this is dangerous because I'm actually on a card. I'm on live, and I'm trying to show some stuff, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to do this and go into her card on both environments, on my phone environment and in my tech. So I'm a techie, so I'm having fun. Sorry for the quick look and feel here. So there is Spotlight. So here is the Easy Card in mobile environment and on a desktop. So why is that important to us, right? Number one, it's important because we actually get the access. It's more friendly, mobile friendly. So if I'm on my phone, I'm scrolling through my phone, and I want to find out about Becky. So I can find out about Becky here, right? And so I see this is information. These are little tabs and tab metaphors. When I click the tab about Becky again, it goes away. Similarly, I can do that on my website. So you're seeing the consumption of the Easy Card in a couple of different ways. But where it gets really fun and easy is on the share and save. So if I look at share and save at the bottom of my phone on the tab here, or the bottom of Becky's, I can share and save. So Becky has the word Spotlight. You should all know her as Spotlight, right? And so in Spotlight, if you text the word Spotlight to the phone number 64600, so that Spotlight to the phone number 64600, what that's going to do is allow her to share her Easy Card, or you to get her Easy Card, which is a pull, or she can push it to you. So that's that easy. So what's really great about this is, number one, it's simple. It's a simple one step, and you get entirely connected to her ecosystem. But number two is if she's talking to you on the phone, or you're somewhere even in social distancing, you're 6 feet away, and she says, well, hey, tell me your phone number. And if you give me your phone number, I will text you my card. So you can type in, if I could type in Becky, B-E-C-K, right? So Becky Norwood, I can say, put in Becky, and I hit send. And literally it's just sent this Easy Card today, right now, to Becky's phone. So she's going to get that phone, right? Get that Easy Card. So it's just that simple. Additionally, if I'm sending that to you and you respond and you load that phone or that Easy Card on your phone, you now have access to Becky in all of these different ways. Number one, you could click on the call button and you can call her. Pretty fun, pretty cool, right away. You could text her, go to the text message and text her that way. You could, sorry about that, user error. You can email her, right away. So I could go to the email message and email her, and I can cancel that and delete my draft. Or you could go to her website and right away. So that's the starting point of connecting to Becky through her Easy Card on a mobile environment. So what we're sharing with you is the ability to link into all these different aspects of Becky's world, or your world, right? Or your business world, or business community. And then we're going to come off of this for a second. I'll stop sharing, but I just want you to look at Becky's entire website is also replicated in small portions or small snippets here. So we're not saying people get rid of your website. What we're saying is, how cool is it to look at Becky's services on her mobile environment or her mobile card, and it will drive traffic to her website to learn more or to register. So it really becomes the beginning of a collection of sales funnel. It becomes an opportunity to get connected to people through text messaging. And so the bottom line for this solution is it becomes a mini website, becomes an easy digital card. It's eco-friendly, it's cost-effective, but more importantly than all of that, you're building a list. You have the ability to do outbound text messages. So you can now start to connecting with your community much more effectively, all through a digital footprint. And we like to make sure that your branding and the information shared is completely and consistently applied into your Easy Card. So think of it as, we're not replacing your website, we're augmenting your website, and we're connecting to all your social media platforms. In our Easy Cards, and I'll stop sharing, in our Easy Cards, Becky, we have all of our social media platforms and the different social activities and ways to connect through social. On Becky's card, those of you who download it soon, you can actually go right into and schedule a call or schedule a connection with her. So all the things that you really need are all in one place. And that's really what we see is great. But what I love, and I'll close with this on these comments, it launches into everything that you do, right? In one simple text, one way push or pull, right? So, and that's cool.
And that's the beauty of it. And I was just thinking, where we haven't, most of our networking is all virtual right now.
Yeah.
And how do you connect with people? How do you really make those connections that you need to? We're not there to hand people our cards in person anyway right now. And so we have it right at our fingertips right now. And that is the true amazing fun of having an Easy Card, because we want our efforts to count as far as the time that we spend doing things. And I'm guilty of the number of cards that I pick up, but don't really get it into a CRM. And I know that's something that isn't the way it's supposed to be, but this kind of automates the whole way of being able to do this, because we need to, all of us are very, very, very busy people. We just need, this gives us a way to really capitalize on the time that we have and do things the right way.
Yeah, well, that's just sort of like the ABCs. So let's talk about really let's do a brainstorm. Like, one of the things I love about you, Becky, is that you're not just a publisher. You're not just somebody who focuses on making people's stories come to life. You are creative, right? And in your creative energy and your creative juices, we should talk about Easy Cards and how that can work. So let's talk about some other really cool things that I amazingly excited to do with you and for your potential clients. And one is, imagine you have a book launch, and in the book launch you have both a video introduction or a book launch with a direct link to purchasing on your website or Amazon. So if you have a book launch card, for example, you have all those kinds of things that are available right in that card. So you could say, about my book, or my latest book, or this new hot, or read my chapter, right? All these things can be done in the life of an author. And what I love about this, and we talk different ways of you about using bots, right, as part of this. But the idea of using a bot to say, hey, we're launching, coming up with a new book, and I'm going to publish it in the next 3 to 6 months, but I want to share chapters with you. Can you, click on a card, go to my bot link and say, hey, connect with me socially and give me some feedback and interactive feedback. So there's so many different things that we've talked about and we can look at for your audience that says, I want to get out there and be seen and be available and be everywhere. But most importantly, how do you connect with your audience? You do that through video today, right? And on these cards, you have complete what we call iframe, high-tech term, to say I've got access to put videos and video content in there. So I can have a couple of different intro videos. And I can be talking about my chapter. I can talk about my book. And so, for authors or telling your story, like how your book is meaningful to you. Like I'm working with you. I've got 3 books. I've already have a collaborative book. I've got 3 books in the working. Those built, right, and capable. But for me, a book is a business card. A book is an opportunity to help other people and create intentions and really make a difference. And so if you think of your authors as a way to share a book and their story, imagine that intro story to a book, right? So here's what I'm doing. Here's why I wrote the book. And as my example, and I'm not trying to make this up to be self-serving, is I wrote a book with the full intention of helping people step into their purpose, step into their life journey. So whatever that looks like for you as an author, it's important that you understand the meaning behind the book. It's not just a book to be well-known or publicized or anything else. It's because I really want to serve. So servant leadership comes through books and it comes through stories. So your easy card can tell that story in audio form, in digital form, in visual form, in pictures, right? So that's where I think for you and your community, it's just going to be so much more fun as we engage with more of your clients.
Well, as we go along, it's going to be kind of something that, and that's why the purpose of this video, because I will send it out in an email broadcast as well, and I will send it out in my blog. And the reason is that one of the things I've noticed is it's when you're working with an author, it's easy to stay connected and be back and forth. Once you're done and the launch is over and life gets back to normal for everybody, sometimes it's easy to slip away and not stay connected. And I think it's important for all of us to stay connected with the people that we've served or the people that we've connected with through the whole process. Yeah. And it's the cool part about this is that it's also a multi-purposing of all of our content. And one of the best techniques that I have found is when authors start reading their book aloud on social media. So here you've already got the material, right? Just repurposing it so that you're where your audience is, and they're all going to be different places. Some people don't do a lot on social media, but they will pick up an app, and when they get the little notification, they will pick that up and say, "Oh, look, there's something new here." So it's a good way to connect, and it's vital because, Mike Keenigs was one of my first trainers, and he always says, "You everywhere now." Use everything that we have available to us to really save us time and also get our message out in more powerful ways.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I love about this is a bit of a twist, but also segueing what you just said, Becky, is that we're all getting so much more comfortable with these great tools, right? And these tools are recording. So you're on a nice little fireside chat with one of your clients or one of the people that you wrote your book about, one of the family members, something about your legacy that may or may not be in your book. And if you do an interview, the time to market is basically take a Zoom video or what's the technology again?
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard, Zoom, your phone, and record it. And immediately that video, that content is available. As long as we just take that content and you share it with us, we can put it up on your Easy Card right away. So the time to delivery is basically hours. Really minutes if you and I are doing this together. We're like, hey, let's do it right away. And so I just think if you think of the changes that have occurred in the last 3 to 5 years, and you think of video as being the number one way to connect, right? So a lot of your audience is learning about me for the first time. I've been known each other for almost 2+ years, right? 2.5 years. And there is not so much that we're best kept secrets to each other, is that we've been serving each other for those 2.5 years and creating a relationship. And so video creates relationships. So if you think about how you can connect differently today, and video is the number one tool in the marketplace to get people, so people can get to see who you are, right? And so to me, what I love about book publishing and what I love about what you do is that you really bring people's story to life. Well, now you get a little bit of video, you get a little audio, you get a little connection, and then people will want your book differently, right? And that's the whole point.
That is the key, because I've noticed too that if we can stay connected and satisfy the way people like to connect, but when in the pages of a book, if up comes a video and you're talking about, you're actually speaking, maybe adding a little bit of flavor to your chapter, a little bit more of the story, then that helps them connect, not just through the written word. They're starting to decide whether they really want to work with you, whether they like you as a person, because you're showing your personality, you're showing who you are.
Yeah.
And we're living in a time when, look at what's happening even with the news. If you turn on the news and watch the news at all, all these newscasters are working from home, and their kids are coming in, and you know what? I think we need the connection. I think it needs to begin to be more about family and more about all of us staying connected and more real than everything all polished.
I love that. If I could be editorial for a second, one of the things I think is the silver lining in this is that we're starting to get back to what at our core, what's important to us, right? Who are important to us and why they're important to us, and the ability to start having those conversations and now pick up the phone, because it's the only option you really have, right? I mean, my mom's going to be 90 next week, and I call her and talk to her every day. And, it's so great to say, how are you doing? She's like, I'm great. I'm doing walks. And I go, well, your 90th birthday. I go, what a milestone. And like, I can't even see you, right? And of course, she's in California, so it makes it a little bit harder.
My mom is too, and she's 84. And she was crying because I didn't go to her place for her birthday.
Like, at 90 years old, you have a drive-by. What are we going to do? Right? But, we can do, Zoom and other technologies and other video interactions. But what I'm trying to get to is that we really are starting to see what's different and what's important to us now. And as a result of that, I think we're going to start connecting more authentically in video, and video activities like this are going to be great. And so I love the direction. I mean, we have a whole nother conversation we can have about taking your book and making it come to life with a whole bunch of other tools and other techniques that we'll have and you have available to you. So you've just got I just want to honor you one second. You have such a rich platform set of tools that people need to understand. And so, what we're trying to do today is just give you one snippet of that, but this is one small entry point into a really wonderful set of ways that you can serve your clients. So I'm just be more than happy and grateful to be part of your world, because it's just a joy to work with you.
Well, it's been really fun because you've understood the idea I had, and you've known how to put it together for me in ways that I could spend days and days trying to put it together. It would not happen.
Yeah. Well, I think I said it at the top, but we love it to say, and then literally that I appreciate you so much. I say, if you do what you do best, we'll do the rest. And that's really kind of our business mantra. And it doesn't mean we're going to do everything, which means we're going to make sure that everything gets done. Right. And that we work with you and your resources and your tools. And so that's where it's been great with working with you, is because you're very capable. And so you're able to kind of feel things out and make sure it makes sense out of it. But then you also realize, hey, I can really serve my clients more effectively by helping bring in partners like myself and others. So you've done a great job of leveraging other people in the community.
Thank you. That's for me, that's been one of the most fun part of my business, is being able to not be all things to all people, but pick and choose those who, like yourself, that really know their stuff really well, and then tap into them. Let you and others be part of my team, to where these things are getting done, and I'm confident that they're getting done correctly, and that you will serve them with the highest of integrity too, which is really, really important. Yeah. So then I can serve in a much better, more powerful way, to know that all the systems are put in place so that my own authors can be very successful as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what this is all about. I mean, obviously, you're hearing a lot of us talk about products and tools and features and capabilities, but I know for a fact that the reason that I'm here working with you, Becky, is because I want to serve your clients. I want them to be seen. I want them to be more available. I want them to be more present in other people's lives, because if a book can touch one person's life, then it's been successful, in my opinion. And I
Right.
know you hold a similar philosophy. So we're here to serve in ways that hopefully make sense.
Thank you. Thank you, Lorenzo. This has been awesome. This is Lorenzo Hickey with Shapeshift World, and he also has Elevate Marketplace. And I'm not sure how quite all they weave together, but he has a lot of things he has going. But we will put the information in the stream, and so that you can connect. But you can reach out to me, and I'll make sure that you're connected the right way.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Becky, and
Thank
have a
you.
great rest of your day. And it's always a joy to be with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.